Hello, my name is Nakia, and I'm with Divine Elements of Design and a Decorator's Voice. I'm a certified interior decorator, professional organizer, and planning and productivity strategist. And if those are topics that you're interested in, please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications. So today I'm going to introduce you to artist Julie Shunick Brown. Hi Julie, how are you doing today?
Doing real well, Nakia.
Well,
so nice for you to come.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I found her at the McGannon Showroom event a few weeks ago, and I'd taken some pictures of different events and different things, and just some nice things that I put on Instagram. And one of the pictures actually had some of her artwork in the background, and she saw it, and she reached out to me, and I reached out to her, and we decided to just go ahead and do this video. So she is local in the DFW Metroplex, and her artwork is simply stunning. It is so beautiful, and I just really wanted you all to just meet her and just get an idea of some of the things she's done. So can you give us a little bit of background about how you got started?
Okay, yeah, and thank you for that nice introduction. Glad you like it. I've been painting all my life, really. I started drawing, I guess, first, and just when I was like really little, and maybe painting when I was 5 or 6. And we moved to Washington, D.C. when in the middle of first grade. And so then I studied the corcoran then, and with some private teachers, and my work was totally different than this. It was like hyper-realism, mainly oil, and then later I did watercolor. And I really liked that, and I enjoyed it and all, but then I didn't continue to do it all the time. After I finished school, I was studying painting and drawing, and then I actually switched to interior design my last year, thinking that then I could do both, kind of. So I worked in that for a while. But boy, it was really hard then. You had to measure everything, and you could never correct anything. And anyway, I just thought, no, I can't do that. I'll do something else. So when I had another job, and I could only paint, a little bit on the side and take some classes once in a while, and I didn't do nearly as much. So I retired a little bit early. In 2012, I worked for Procter & Gamble for a long time, all in sales, everything, everywhere, whatever. It was great, though. It was so much fun. I didn't even really miss the painting very much, and I did a little. But when I came back, I started to do some of the same things, and I did some portraits, and I was doing landscapes and pictures of people's dogs, because everybody asks you for those. I don't like doing them. I don't want to do any more. Not because I don't like dogs. I just don't really like to do that. So I just decided to change and kind of paint abstractly, and I like this so much more. It's really a lot more fun, and I just come here every day pretty much and paint, and the paintings are intuitive. I don't plan or draw them out first or do anything like you pretty much usually have to do with realistic work.
Yes.
And like my husband, who's a sculptor, does all these meticulous drawings and measurements and that sort of thing. I don't want to do that anyway. So this is just spontaneous, and I don't even think about it. I just like pick a color of something. I've got more paint than 20 people need, and then as I put some paint on the canvas or some marks, then I start to kind of look at it and react to it, and I do think about it a little bit then. But so they don't all look the same for that reason, and it does seem like I'll do 2 or 3 that look a little bit, if not similar, kind of the same kind of thing, but yeah, they're all different, so I just have a really good time. Just really fortunate that I've got the studio and I can come down here and paint.
It sounds fabulous that you can actually do what you want to do. I mean, I'm sure Procter & Gamble is wonderful, but to be able to do a job that you enjoy, that you love, and it doesn't feel like work. I mean, you're being
not
creative.
at all. No, right. But I think I do better with it since I don't have to worry so much about marketing and all that.
Yes.
I mean, I love it when people buy my work because it's so validating, and you know, people tell me that it makes them happy or they just like it. They don't have a message or anything, and I think there's a place for that, a lot of art, but mine is just kind of let people see whatever they see and feel good about it. But yeah, it is really nice, and it's a whole lot easier than when I sort of tried it briefly and I was like worried about paying the rent. You know, this is so now, yeah, I can just I really am retired. I'll be 73 on Saturday, and so I don't have to worry about that as much.
Right.
So, except that I keep having to store paintings. I got all this storage back here too.
Well, happy early birthday.
Oh, thank you.
And painting is doing you justice. I mean, you look so young and refreshed. Like, oh my gosh.
Maybe
73. Come on. We all need to quit our jobs and become painters. Become artists. So, okay, so I found your work at McGannon's.
Mhm.
So, how did that happen? Like, do you have artwork in various showrooms?
That's the only showroom.
Okay.
Here in Dallas, I do have some at Casa Costa. It's a little. And Blaze White is White's is an interior designer, and he has a little shop in Snyder Plaza.
Okay.
And it's all kind of bright, colorful, happy things, but all the art in it is original. And then there's some other things, so that's a good place. And he actually sells quite a bit there.
Okay.
I'm not in a gallery in Dallas. I am in Oklahoma City. JRB Art at the Elms on Paseo.
Okay.
It's long, and in a gallery in New York.
Okay.
So,
Are you interested in putting your work in any of the galleries local?
well, I'm talking to a gallery, and they're actually coming to see me soon from Fort Worth.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to do it in Dallas because I'm already working with these designers.
Yes.
And at McGannon, actually, it was David Call. That this was years ago. He had put me in a show with 3 guys, and it was just held at McGannon.
Okay.
So I knew it was a beautiful showroom. This was when they were at the other location. And one day on the way down here, I just stopped in and talked to Britt, and she looked at my work, and then she called me and asked me to bring some of it over there. So, yeah.
Britt is wonderful.
She really is. She's so
wonderful.
nice. And now there's that fabulous new showroom
Yes.
she opened. And they actually own the building this time.
That's so much better than renting.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And it's light and bright. You know, the other one was bigger, but it was kind of dark. And like she even said, you really couldn't see some of the artwork and some of the things near as well. And so I'm excited to be over there. And I think that probably I'll just stay with that in Dallas. And then we have open studios down here twice a year.
Okay.
And that's a really fun event. There's one coming up in April.
Okay, and I'll make sure to put everything she said in the description box. So if you're interested in coming, the information will be below.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, and anybody that wants to be on like my mailing list, which is very occasional emails, just send me your email, and I will add you to that. But in the fall, we have Art Walk West, and it's mainly the 10 district, because there's almost 100 people down here.
Oh, wow.
The different buildings, but that's a really big event, and it kind of coincides with some other things in West Dallas, because West Dallas is really getting to be kind of one of the, I don't know, going places. It is, and they're really trying to work on that, the West Dallas Chamber, and everyone down here is so nice, and they kind of promote the arts, and anyway, so that's a big event. That'll be in October.
So tell us a little bit more about the 10 district. in case
Yeah.
my followers don't know what it is.
Okay, well, the Tin District is just, it's a group of studios, and it opened actually shortly after the Continental Gin building that had been down in Deep Ellum. And we'd all been there for a long time. There were 54 artists down there, and it's a really cool historic building. It's been restored, but there's no artists there now. So we had to move about 5 years ago. People kind of scattered every place, and most of them came to the Tin District, and it's been gradual buildings getting, ready for studios because they're just old tin buildings.
Right.
And then there's also the Cedars, which is down just south of downtown. It's actually only 5 minutes from here, but this is West Dallas and that's South Dallas, and they're two different areas. And they have an open studio the Saturday before Thanksgiving every year. I think they have for like 12 years. But the Tin District is a fun place. There's always a lot going on down here, sometimes too much. But it's we have a nice landlord, and there's really nice people that are here, so it's good. It's right kind of down the street from Trinity Grove.
Yes.
So it's a good location, just south of Singleton.
So how many artists are in this particular, building?
Yes. I think there's 14.
Oh, wow. And
This is just one.
this is just
The biggest building, actually.
Okay, so this building is the biggest one. It's 14 here, and maybe the next door, which is literally, I can stick my head out the window and touch it.
Right. That's actually the same building.
Oh, it is? Okay.
But so that we would have windows, and this is just kind of a joke. I mean, it's not like we have a view. You don't get much light from it. They just kind of split this open in the middle, and so I'll take you around. When we're done. There's a hallway in the back, and it just goes to another side like this.
But this is so good. I mean, you can just really come in here, and the creative juices will start flowing. I can just see so much inspiration. Like when I got here, I'm like, oh, I love this.
It looks like art studios. You didn't think it was a law office or something.
No, definitely not. So what inspires you when you're getting ready to just start painting?
Well, it's kind of hard to put my finger on it, but I think it's everything. I've traveled a lot. I haven't had time to lately because we always have things going on around here or whatever, and I need to stay here for it, but we need to start that again. But, you just kind of see a lot of things and absorb it. And then just the fact that I've been around so long and experienced so many things and done, I think it all influences you. And everything. And none of the paintings really are intended to do anything, but they kind of make you think of things, and I find it really interesting when other people look at them and tell me that it makes them feel this or that, or that they see things in it. One story that really, and this woman is really nice, and she bought 2 of my paintings after it, but her niece bought a painting at an auction for Ukraine, and I just donated the painting, and the woman loved it, and she said, how did you know you put my dog in it and Roy Orbison in this picture? And she came, and I said, well, I didn't know. I'm glad that it did. And this was her niece's painting, but she said, oh, it looks exactly like both of them. And I didn't see it when I looked at it because I had a picture of the painting. Anyway, but she did, and there's been others, and it's usually nothing quite that clear, but it's interesting, and sometimes 2 people will look at the same painting and totally different things. Oh, I see the people in there, and really? Okay. So
What advice would you have for someone, like a young artist, someone that wants to, get into this profession? What advice would you give to them?
Um, Practice and do it every day, and and that gets harder when it's like when you finish school and it's a job or whatever. Um, I spent most of my weekends growing up, or at least one day there, just drawing, like in the museums. There would be tons of kids, school kids and whatever. That's what they did, like at the National Gallery and others, and just go in there and sit on the floor and um, copy their work. Um, but it's really good practice to do that, and I don't draw that much anymore. I know I need to get back to it, and you get rusty, but I don't do so much drawing now, so I don't, but I think it's a really good habit. I would say some people wouldn't agree, and I have friends that really struggle that are my age, and they've tried to just be an artist this whole time on their own, and they're really stressed. For the most part, there are exceptions of people that get really famous or whatever really fast, but that's not most of us. I feel like I do a lot better work, and when I don't have to produce anything, and I can just come here and paint. And so I would suggest having another little side thing or something, so that you actually have some income and you don't need to worry about getting kicked out of your studio or your apartment or anything
Yes.
like that, because it happens. And some people can manage pretty well. My husband has always been an artist, and he's a sculptor. For a long time, though, he had like a stained glass shop. He had one in Ruidoso and one in Oklahoma City, and he could do that, and that was kind of a side thing that wasn't really his artwork so much, but it paid the rent. And but I don't think I'm that brave. And my advice would be to do something else in addition till you don't need to worry about it, because I get a lot of things done when I'm really stressed, but it just feels different. It feels different to me. It does, keeps me up at night. And I just like, yeah.
So if someone wants a custom piece, like if someone contacts you and this is I want a piece for my dining room or living room, what is the process? Do you ask them to show you pictures of the space, or you ask them what colors they're interested in, or how do you do that?
Right, well, all of those things. And first I suggest that people actually come to the studio and look at my website, because I do have a lot more completed work than's here. This back here is like storage. There's a lot of paintings, and I've a lot other places too that are because it's really difficult with this kind of thing. Like, I can do commissions to paint your child or your dog or things like that, and you know exactly what somebody wants, but it's hard to envision that. I've done them, and they've always been okay. But yeah, it's hard, and plus you're trying to do what they want, so it's not really just like intuitive painting or what, because you're trying to please them. This is an example right there, and Blaze had asked me to do this, and the reason it was for a certain size, and we measured, and it really needed to be a 40-inch square to go in there. And so I did the first painting, and he loved it, and the client loved it. And then he had it sitting in his office, and one of his other clients came in, and they liked it and wanted to buy it. So he sold it to him. And at first I thought, oh, that's great, because it's another painting, and he did too. So I did another one, and both of us liked it better than this. Well, this is the third one, but then they were like, no, they wanted it to look exactly like the first one. So I have worked on this forever, it seems like, and it's finally, it looks pretty much like the first one. I mean, it can't be exact because you can't even measure, and a lot of things in the paintings are kind of like accidents, you know, that you keep. If you don't like it, paint over it or whatever, you know, do something different. But anyway, he really likes it, and he's supposed to show it to them this week, or maybe he does, but he thinks it'll be okay. But that was so hard. It's hard to duplicate things. And then this one behind, and it's a little different, quite a bit different than anything else I've done. There's this woman that really likes it. She needs it in a different size, she says. And I told her that we could, because I have an excellent framer and guy that could stretch things for me and all that. I said, we can take off the stretchers and we can put it down to a smaller size, or I can ship it to you, because I think she's in California, and you can do that. And it won't hurt the painting or anything, but I can't duplicate this.
No, you definitely cannot.
Thank you.
Oh,
And so we've been talking about it for a while, and the one she wants is smaller because that's the only thing that will fit. But so she could really, you know, take out any part of it that she wanted. So I finally told her, I kind of flew around one for a while and got so frustrated. And so I just sent her an email today. Let me know if you want to do that or not, because I can't duplicate that. And I don't know what I was thinking when I did it. And I do like it, but I haven't done anything else really like that either. So I think it's better for the client and for me if they see something they like. You know, you'll know. You shouldn't have to decide like, oh, do I like this one or that one? And I don't really like it when interior designers make those decisions for the client. You know, I don't think that's in the client's best interest, and most of them don't. But I also had a painting that had been sold when it was going to Houston. She had come to open studios when we were at the Continental Gin, and the woman loved the painting. And anyway, she paid for it, and I was going to deliver it to her because it was too big. It was a big one. And she called me back, and she said she talked to her designer or decorator, and she insisted that I send her a picture of the painting. I was not sure I could send that. She said the pink had to match her sofa. I'm not making this up. It sounds like I am. But anyway, it didn't match exactly, and which I figured it wouldn't. And so the designer told her she couldn't have the painting, and she went along with it. So then she wanted me to repaint it, but again, it wasn't anything that I could do like that, you know. So it's funny. There's an artist in Fort Worth. His name is Vince Veazey. He would be a really interesting person for you to interview as well. He does. He manages the frame shop for William Campbell, next to the one over on Byers, and he also does all their hanging and all. And he's an artist himself. His stuff is kind of funny. And he goes. He does all these installations, and most of it, it's like really nice things from his gallery. And some of them are famous artists and all this. But he goes to their houses and he listens to like the people in the houses and the designers. And then he just writes down what ridiculous things they say. You can look him up on Instagram, and they're so funny. And so his paintings will have those things just like in block letters.
Oh, wow.
But they're really funny. Yeah. And you'd like him. He's lots of fun. It would be a good interview.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there anything else you would like to share? You've given us so much good information.
Well, thank you. I can't think of anything while you're here. I'm not used to doing this. This is the first time. So thank you for even coming and talking to me. There probably are things I should tell you, but I'm not sure what they would be. But I love to have people come to the studio.
Okay.
So, everybody's welcome to come. I'm here an awful lot, but not always. And plus the front door is locked because we do have to keep it locked all the time. So you need to call or send me a message. You can do that on Instagram or something. And last minute is fine. If I'm here, I'm here. But otherwise I can arrange to be here. Come down and come to this or send me your email and then you'll know when we're doing things. Michael and I are having a show at the Eisman Center. I think that's in December.
Okay. And it'll be a joint show. They were going to do separate ones, but we thought this would be kind of fun. We're going to do one at the Art Center of Plano, May and June. And his work is so different than mine, but it goes with it. It's kind of a good contrast. And it's all, what's the word? Well, anyway, it doesn't represent anything. I forget that word, what it is. Non-objective.
Non-objective.
Yeah.
Okay.
As well. So.
All right. Well, that sounds good. I will leave all of her social media and her contact information in the description box below. So please follow her on Instagram, go to her website, see all the beautiful pieces. And if you are in the DFW Metroplex, call and make an appointment and stop by. I mean, this work is so beautiful. And, I always recommend to people, at least get one original piece of art in your home.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, because it really is different than
the mass production
prints
stuff,
and mass production stuff. Even like hang up your kids' art and things like that. It's unique, and it whatever you like, what speaks to you, it's important. But yes, support us local artists.
Yes,
and designers.
Please support the local artists. Please support the designers. And I always say your home should be a reflection of yourself. So no one's gonna be that reflection for you. You can go out and get your own things that's so individual to your desires and the things that you want and the look that you want in your home. And it's not cookie cutter. You're not seeing it in someone's Instagram post 20 pages from now. So that's one thing I love about individual or art that's individual. So
yeah, and I like to work with interior designers too, especially when they just refer people to me, and then I work with them, but their clients can just figure out what they like, and so because they do a great job with other things, but some things are so personal, like original artwork, that people can do their own.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. Please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to head over to her channel or her social media and like it and follow. Thank you and have a divine day. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.